Long ago, on what is now known as the first Christmas, 3 wise men came to see baby Jesus. They each brought gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These 3 men were later identified as Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. But when I was young, I experienced something similar. A man approached me and gave me 3 gifts: peas, flowers, and cherries. His name was Dave. He was crazy. You see, Plants vs Zombies was my day one. I was just a little yellow guy, a yellow kid if you will, playing Plants vs Zombies on an iPhone that wasn't mine. I was like a little gremlin holding his gold, but instead of gold it was my sunflowers.
Get away, foul undead creatures!
So I've always been a big fan of the PvZ franchise. The first one was a masterpiece. The second one was good, but then they added stuff later that made it worse. The Garden Warfares are amazing. I still play the second one to this day. Yada 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 yada. So of course when PvZ Replanted was announced, I was very interested. So we all know the franchise is kind of fucked if this flops, right? Plants vs Zombies 3 was a catastrophic failure. It was spat out, reworked, and fumbled to hell and back.
Look at that! They even put women in my game!
As a result, we haven't gotten a decent PvZ game since BFN, and that was 6 years ago. And even that landed with mixed reception. Which means it has been even longer since PvZ has had something close to universally loved. So when PopCat scrambled to climb over this hole that they've dug with that PvZ 3 shaped shovel, they knew they had to come up with something foolproof. So they had the bright idea of remaking Plants vs Zombies 1. So here they've gone from copying Team Fortress, to copying Hearthstone, to copying themselves. Quality. I guess you could say that they're returning to their roots. Okay, but remaking or replanting the first game is going to be a doozy. You see, if they don't change enough and simply give the game a new coat of paint, then it's a cash grab. But if they change too much, then it won't be as good because, well, PvZ 1 is kind of a perfect game. It's intuitive, it's accessible, it's timeless, fun, iconic. So changing anything about perfection is likely going to make shit worse. So for this to work, things have to be added, not changed. Imagine you just finished painting your house. It's clean, it's pristine, it's great. But then some fermented dingleberry hobbles over and paints over it with slightly different colours. It's a bit patchy and a little lumpy, and overall notably worse than what you did. So what I'm saying here is that PopCat have to add and expand, not change anything, other than cosmetic changes. But the existing adventure, minigames, puzzles, and survivals should stay almost identical. Before I get into what additions I think would be fucking grouse, I want to address the fact that they're replanting the console edition, which excitingly means that co-op and PvP are returning! Yay! We can finally play the world's best gardening simulator online with mates.
Team up with a friend in local co-op mode to defend your backyard together. Now with 100% more butter. Battle head-to-head in local PvP mode by taking control of the zombies. Local co-op mode, local PvP mode, local co-op, local PvP, local.
What do you mean, local? Are you implying that the game won't support playing online? Because if that's what you mean, I'll be very disappointed. That would be the biggest fumble possible. So that won't happen, right? We'll get online play, right? Okay, but what would I add? Minigames are probably going to get some of those unreleased minigames such as Ice Level and Big Time. So just put those in and a handful of brand new ones, and then it will be AO good. However, the puzzles are where I want to add something more interesting. custom vase breaker and customized zombie level. You get to place all the vases, put any plants or zombies you want in them. Night, fog, roof, day, you got a boss. Same goes for the ice zombies. Pick your zombies and place the plants. But the real interesting part is that I would have it where you can upload them to a sort of like a workshop so that other people can access your levels. PopCap can go down the Valve route and just have the community do everything. Also, do the same thing for mini games, but with the conveyor belt levels. My level will be entirely football zombies, and you will only have puff shrooms. And as for survival, just give each of the worlds a randomized version, as in the game randomly chooses a bunch of zombie variants for each couple waves. That way it's fresh and unpredictable every time, which would no longer be fun when the god of RNG says,
I cast 50 gigantuas.
Other than that, I probably wouldn't add much else for survival. Now, that's what I would add at the very least. If I were to stretch it really far, I'd add a few more worlds. You know, winter with freezing plants, a beach with more water than pool levels, mountain terrain where you shoot down instead of up like the roof levels, deserts with sandstorms that not only limit your vision but also move some of your plants around, or the woods with limited sunlight. Though I guess that's just what Cloudy Day is going to be, just without the new content of a new world, I guess. Even if it would make it worth paying $30 for a 10-year-old game that you can still get for a third of that. Is it bad that I no longer expect that much effort out of game developers anymore? That is a bad thing, right? I mean, isn't it fucking tiring to see developers charge $100 for a game which doesn't even run properly on release, and then slap $100 more worth of DLC extra on the table on release? I suppose— Nope. No. This is about Plants vs. Zombies. Not about how the corporate video game industry is progressively getting worse and worse. Praise indie games. And Sonic Racing, apparently. Ultimately, I am actually approaching this game with optimism, because I kind of have to. If this game flops, then the franchise is, let's just say it's going from mild to lemon and herb. However, I don't think they really need to push too hard for this to be a success. I mean, just don't change too much from the original, add some more content, make sure co-op and PvP are online, no microtransactions. I think the only microtransactions I'll accept are new worlds. And along with a few quality of life changes, I can't see how this will go very wrong. Just as long as they give us enough reason to buy this over the Game of the Year edition. And I'll be honest, if that co-op PvP is online, then they've already done it for me. I am really hoping that this comes to a lot of success, because if it does, then chances are we'll probably see some better projects in the future than just slop. Instead, we might get like a Garden Warfare 3. I'm not coping. You're coping. Okay, that's all I have. I don't know how to end this.